Hi there, welcome to the AV.com YouTube channel. My name is Tim. Now, do you own a wireless smart speaker or a Bluetooth speaker? Well, me too, and they are great and there's loads of brilliant options. But we really do believe you can build a better music experience. At AV.com, we're approached all the time by people looking to get into hi-fi and have their first system. And we know firsthand how confusing it can be to understand what goes with what. And there's actually many ways of doing it now. So this video is for you. By no means, it's not an exhaustive list, but we're going to show you some of our most popular configurations and bundles. As always, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and you'll stay connected to the channel. Now, it's a fairly simplified way of explaining this, but to make a hi-fi system, you need three things. Essentially, you need a source component, something that's going to make the sound. Now, that can be a mobile phone, a laptop, a CD player, a turntable, a streamer, anything that can make the sound. Then you need an amplifier, and finally, you need speakers. So as we go through these configurations, I'll try and explain which part is doing which role in that three. And hopefully this will be fun and informative. So let's get into our first combination. This is one of our most popular combinations on the site. And this is an amp and speaker bundle. Now, I've just explained that you need three things to make a hi-fi system. So what you'll notice is in this configuration, we don't actually have a source component, but these remain really, really popular. And the reason is that quite a lot of people will probably have a source component out there. I've had customers approach me where they've been gifted a turntable, say. So something like that scenario, this is perfect. Now, this is the award-winning PM6007 from Marantz and the Wharfedale Diamond 9.1 speakers. The Diamond 9.1s are one of the best-selling speakers on AV.com and arguably one of the best speakers you can get at the price point. They really are superb. And the Marantz PM6007 has won multiple What Hi-Fi awards. Both of them have a really smooth character, audio signature, and it's a really delightful sound. Now, the benefit of going for a full-size hi-fi amplifier like this and a set of speakers is twofold. Firstly, upgradability. There's so many ways you can go. So you can actually just change the speakers or just change the amplifier. You're not tied in by having integrated components, as some of the systems that we will get to have. The other thing you can do is you've got numerous connections. Because it's a full-size amplifier, there's lots of room for connections on the back. So if you want to build a complicated system, even in stages, you can do. So you can add a turntable to this, you could add a streamer to this, and you could add a CD player to this. There's plenty of options to go. So I've mentioned that you need three things to make a hi-fi system, and I've also mentioned that this particular configuration doesn't have one of those. Well, here's one way to get around that. This configuration is almost the same, except we've swapped out the amplifier. So now you've got the Denon PMA 600 with the Wharfedale Diamond 9.1s. Now, the crucial difference here is that this amplifier supports Bluetooth. It has a Bluetooth input. Now, that means as long as you've got a phone, you've got the missing source component. Pair them together and you've got the beginnings of a hi-fi system. So be on the lookout. If the amplifier has a Bluetooth input, then you're good to go. So it's fair to say that streaming is one of the most popular ways to experience music, and it's not hard to realize why. It's like having millions of songs in your collection ready to be played whenever you want, and I'm a big fan of it. So what options do we have for people looking to get into streaming? So we really recommend the Weem amp. This is one of the hottest products to come out in recent months. It's a small, compact, but well-built unit. It has an excellent application, and even though it's small, it's actually got a 60-watt amplifier. Now, going back to our initial logic of needing three things to build a hi-fi system, this is both your source and your amplifier. So all you need to do is add speakers and you've got a complete system. Now, we're going to take you through a couple of options using this awesome Weem amp, starting with these speakers here, the ELAC Debut B5.2s. Now, these have won several awards. They're multi-award winning products. They're designed by the legendary speaker designer Andrew Jones, and these speakers are actually front ported as well. And I highlight this because this means that they're a lot less fussy in terms of positioning. So if you need to put these up against a wall, you can do. So this is an awesome system. Now, if you're looking for a bit more oomph, then I'd totally recommend the JBL A170s, which are floor standing speakers. So they take up a little bit more room, but they've got that power, pace and attack, and the Weem amp is perfectly capable of driving them, and you'll have a really full-bodied and fun system. Whichever speaker you choose to go with the Weem amp, you're going to have a brilliant system. Honestly, this thing can support almost all of the streaming services that are out there. It does AirPlay and Chromecast. It has Bluetooth too. There's actually connections on it as well, so you can hook up a turntable if you want to expand your system. Probably one of the only cons of a system like this is because this is both your source and your amplifier, it's not quite as easy to upgrade, so you will need to buy two components if you wanted to separate them out and build a more complex system. Talking about hooking up a turntable, records remain as popular as ever. Whether you're new to the trend or whether you're a returning enthusiast, we have plenty of options. So if you want to introduce the wheels of steel and the platters that matter into your hi-fi system, then we have plenty of options. The first of those is the awesome Audio-Technica AT-LPW50BT. Now, the reason we really like this turntable, first off, is it's really stunning to look at. It's got this rosewood veneer and the carbon fiber tone arm really pops. So this is a turntable that's sure to attract attention to your new hi-fi system. Some other great features include the fact it's got a phono stage built into it. So essentially this turntable will work with any amplifier out there, whether it has a phono stage or not. The final thing we think is really cool is it comes with Audio-Technica's AT-VM95E cartridge and styli. And that gives you a really good upgrade path because any of Audio-Technica's 95 series styli will work on it. So if you at a later date want to take the sound to another level, it's really easy to do so. Now we've paired it in this system with configuration that we saw earlier, the Marantz PM6007 and the Wharfedale Diamond 9.1s. So going back to that initial logic of three things, this is your source, this is your amplifier, and here are your speakers. So this is a complete system. And one of the real pros of this is that you've got a gorgeous sounding system, but you've got plenty of options. So if you did want to go streaming, you could add a network streamer and a CD player because there's plenty of connections on this amplifier. One of the cons is potentially you just need a bit more room in your house to home something like this. So you might need to think about a hi-fi rack or have a fairly large surface like this one in order to place this system, but a really brilliant system. Now, one of the features I didn't mention on the Audio-Technica is the fact it has Bluetooth output. Now that Bluetooth output enables you to do a couple of very interesting options in terms of making a hi-fi system. The first of those is an incredibly compact system and a slightly different way of thinking about things. So by utilizing the Bluetooth output from this turntable, you could connect to a pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones, such as these Yamaha YHL 700As here. And that actually does give you a hi-fi system and you'd be free to roam about while you're enjoying your vinyl. Now, in that scenario, the Audio-Technica is still the source component, but effectively your headphones become your amplifier and speakers. Another way of doing things is to take the Bluetooth output from the turntable and pair it to a powered set of speakers such as the Klipsch KD400 that you see here. Now we've shot a video on these excellent speakers, so do go and check that out if you're interested. But these little powered monitors are absolutely brilliant. They've got a versatility to them. So there's actually an RCA input, an optical input, and a sub out if you wanted to expand them. And of course they have that Bluetooth connection so that you could pair this wirelessly. Those connections mean that these KD400s can actually do quite a few things. They'd be equally home either side of a laptop in a gaming scenario or either side of your TV utilizing that optical. And just to mention that you could then physically wire this turntable if it was in close proximity to the KD400, or you could enjoy that wireless connection, and that gives you the ability to have your turntable somewhere away from the speakers if that's of interest to you. So while these two options are really compact systems, they might still be slightly on the large side. So let's have a look at a couple of other options. So if space is really at a premium, but you still want world-class audio, then we have to give a shout to the awesome name Muso 2. This is an all-in-one system, but it's absolutely exquisite with beautiful styling, 450 watts of power, and it's a firm favorite of ours. If you want slightly more boxes but still an incredibly compact hi-fi system, then the KEF LSX2 are awesome. They look and sound great, winners of multiple awards. And if you don't like this stunning blue finish, then there is actually plenty of other color options to pick from. Now, with both of these options, I said that you need three things: a source, an amp and a speaker. Well, with both of these systems, all three are self-contained. So this is your source, your amp and your speaker. You just need to grab a phone, use the excellent application that KEF has or Name has, and away you go. Now, these compact systems are great, and a bit like with the Audio-Technica turntable and the Klipsch KD400, the only really downside of going this route is because everything is integrated, upgradability isn't quite as easy as using a separate amplifier and speakers. If you want to change the name Muso, then you will need to change everything. You'll need to buy your amplifier and speakers. Chances are you'll probably move this to another room and enjoy it somewhere. So there you have it. We've taken you through some of our hi-fi bundles and systems. We hope the video was fun and informative. Hi-fi is in such a good place right now. There's so many amazing products that come in different shapes and sizes, and there's something to suit every budget out there. Please do visit av.com, where we've got a lot of these bundles pre-selected for you, but we also have configurable bundles where you can drop down from options and mix and match to your heart's content. If there's anything you don't quite understand or want to know more, then do give us a call. Our experts are on hand and we'd happily talk through some options with you. If you want to hear any of these, our showroom is open and you're welcome to come and hear what we can do and what we can demo for you. So I think that's about everything. Until next time, keep on grooving.